Yo guys, what if I tell you how the Reaper nurses from the upcoming Dark Deception Chapter 4 might work and how you can beat them? Don't believe me?
Here, have a pill!
Yo, what's up guys, it's Just Games here, welcome back to another video. Today, we're taking a look at the possibilities of the Reaper Nurses level Torment Therapy from Dark Deception. Let's get it. So, we all know the Reaper Nurses, the very seductive murderous nurses on what Smackapie call
Heelys,
aka roller skates. By far, I would say that the Reaper Nurses have one of the most creative designs put into them. From the medical bag, to the over-the-top exaggerated syringe, and the random but creative add-on of
Heelys.
Overall, perfect design. But the Reaper Nurses can also disappear out of thin air. Take a look. This leak has been around for a while. Well, it was at first a leak, but I don't do leak reveals unless they're intentional by the developers. Is that still called a leak? But looking at this teaser gave me a lot of info on how the Reaper Nurses work. So let's discuss that, shall we? We haven't seen the hospital level these Reaper Nurses were supposed to inhabit, but with the power we get to beat this level, aka telekinesis, and a look at the Reaper Nurses and their abilities, we have a good idea on what the hospital might look like. But first, let's take a look at Reaper Nurses, like I said, can disappear in thin air. I assume that their playstyle is the now you see me, now you don't type, disappearing when you see them. Now you might think, why would they do this? That just makes them predictable. Well, when there's multiple of them, it can be quite difficult to keep track of all of them, especially when they're all invisible. The devs mentioned that the Reaper Nurses are fast, if not faster than the speed boost. Well guys, we're fucked. But what about Telepathy is the power we will obtain in this level, giving us the ability to grab stuff with our minds. In the leaked Chapter 4 ballroom dialogue, Beers mentions,
"We need to get that soul shard to get the gate open. Naturally, it's behind those bars. Well, if Malak won't let us get to the shard, we'll have to make the orb come to us."
So with this ability, we'll be able to grab stuff from afar, like a magnet. This ability might work in two factors: time and range. I'm sure telepathy being a one-time use isn't the best use of the ability, so having it being, well, timed would be really useful, especially in the other levels. And range can allow us to pick up soul shards from afar. With upgrades, we could probably increase both, making us OP as f***. But what about the area we collect soul shards through? You know, the hospitals aren't the most spacious place you can walk through, having a lot of halls and small rooms. In this case, the hospital that we play in will still probably have a lot of hallways. Maybe small enough to make you feel claustrophobic, but the soul shards specifically in the hallways, just like in Crazy Carnival, will be spread out far and wide. The main hubs in hospitals and the rooms will probably contain a lot of soul shards grouped up, which is where we'll get most of our soul shards throughout the level. But I'm sure those rooms will only have a one way in and one way out, which in some cases can be quite deadly, since as soon as you're in that room, you will have to collect all the soul shards and leave as fast as possible, or the Reaper Nurses can trap you, resulting in death. Also, don't forget, hospitals have a lot of doors, so expect a lot of doors to appear in this level. I'm not too sure about traps. Maybe there'd be some sort of knockout gas spraying from the walls. So we know who we're going up against, we know what our power does, and we know a basic understanding of the level we're in. But with all this info, we all know Reaper Nurses could disappear off the fucking earth and reappear, so it's going to be impossible to avoid them, unless... See those sparks coming from our skates? I assume they only appear when they disappear. So in order to actually notice them disappearing and, you know, not dying stupidly, you will have to pay attention. Telepathy could play a huge role too. And you might ask, how? Well, we usually use our powers in Dark Deception 8 times out of 10 for something else. We don't always use the speed boost to go through barriers. As shown from the first demonstration when we got the power, we mostly use them to escape enemies. And also, speed boost barriers aren't really that common anyways. Same with Dread Duck use. We never use telepathy to open doors. We use them to locate enemies. So if telekinesis is going to be used different, I'd assume we'll use it to collect as many shards as possible without slowing down a backtrack. Remember, the Reaper nurses are faster than us, so the more time we spend in one area trying to collect all the soul shards, more and more Reaper nurses will find us quicker than we expect and surround us, which results in death. Plus, it'll be impossible to backtrack since the Reaper nurses are seductively breathing down our necks, so using telepathy to collect all the stray and far apart soul shards to prevent backtracking and unnecessary movement, which can slow us down, which again results in death, is probably our best bet of the use of telepathy. Plus, because we're avoiding unnecessary movement, it'll allow us to be quicker on our toes. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you guys like my content, hit that sub and hit that bell. Also, check out my Twitter and Instagram. This is iJustGames and I am out.